Everyone, Nick Sundahl, Aikta Homes of Keller Williams Classic Realty Northwest. Today is Tuesday tip day for buyers and sellers. Last week I did negotiation tips for buyers. So for those of you looking at buying and have submitted that offer, I please ask you to take a look at that video. Today we're going to talk about negotiation tips for sellers. So the flip side of the coin. You've put your house on the market and you've received an offer, but it may not be to your liking, and here are a couple things you can do or things to expect even before you've seen the offer. The first tip is just that. You want to make sure the known flaws in your house are already reflected in the listing price. Present research and numbers to back up your assessment and share it all up front. Your real estate agent should do comps of similar homes in your neighborhood so that your asking price is solid. If buyers are trying to bargain you down on the basis of their inspection, ideally you'll already have solid data to back up your price. All right, number two, consider agreeing to make important repairs. If a buyer does find something you didn't expect when looking at the house, it may be worth it to pay for the repair. Refusing to do so might give the buyer the impression that you're hiding some other flaws or trying to pull one over on them. Many buyers are happy to perform repairs themselves so long as the estimated costs are reflected in the asking price. And this also depends on the market. In more competitive markets, you may have multiple offers and someone is willing to foot the repair costs close to the deal. Don't give the buyer everything they want just so you can sell quickly. Unless you absolutely need to sell your home quickly, keep in mind that other potential buyers are out there. Depending on your market, you might have some flexibility. Also remember that buyers expect a back and forth to a certain degree, so their first offer probably lower than what they're willing to pay. And keep in mind that once they make that offer, they're now committed to the home. There's an emotional connection that builds once a buyer makes an offer, and of course you have an emotional connection to your property. So when it comes down to it, you do have leverage even in a buyer's market once somebody makes that offer. The fourth tip I'd like to say is talk to your agent about potential stigma of days on market. So depending on the days on the market, potential buyers may be closely watching the status of your home, especially, of course, now that we can see all these things online. You want to be prepared for questions that they might have. If your listing shows a pending offer and then becomes available again, the next buyer is going to have some suspicions, or they might see days on market ticking upward and wonder what's wrong with your property. So talk to your agent so you can be clear with potential buyers and about these concerns. Your agent is a great resource here because they'll know the best path forward to your specific area. So let your agent lead the process. Remember, a negotiated deal can fall through and it happens all the time. And advocate for yourself, but don't get too aggressive unless you're fine with seeing the seller or the buyer back out. So to kind of recap here for seller tips, make sure the known flaws in your home are already affected or reflected in the selling price. Consider to agree on making important repairs, such as hazardous or health related. Those are big key talking points there. And number three, don't give the buyer everything they want just because you want to sell quickly or that you can sell quickly if you have to. And then number four, talk to your agent about the potential stigma of days on market. So if you have any additional questions when it comes to negotiating and selling your property, please feel free to reach out. You can always hit me at my phone number here, or you can reach me at nick@aiktahomes.com. Have an awesome rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon.